U8, arcs and chords. So we talked about arcs, and arcs are just parts of the circle. All of these are arcs. And then chords, we barely touched on that on U1 when we were talking about parts of circle. And whenever a line touches the inside of a circle and goes through it, doesn't have to be through the middle, and then touches another part of the circle, that is called a chord. So there are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chords in this circle. But that's probably neither here nor there. Anyways, now, what is the measure of arc FG? Well, let's look at this. If FG and ED are congruent, and they are because they tell us that they are, and then we have an arc right here that is 76 degrees wide, because it's congruent to this, then this is also going to be 76 degrees wide. And that's basically how a lot of this lesson is going to go. And we want DE, and DE is the length right here. And because this is congruent to this, then this is congruent to this. And since this is 18, then this is going to be 18. So your answer is 18. What is the measure of arc BC? So what's the angle measure of it? And so since this is 20 and this is 20 and this is 81, then that is 81. B is the midpoint of CH. So B is right here, and here is CH, and it's saying B is in the middle of CH. And we have this angle marker. A midpoint means it's exactly cut in half, so it's an angle marker for that, or a tick mark for that also. And E is the midpoint of DG, which is right here. So if E is in the middle, then those are exactly the same. And if this is 87, which it says it is, then CH is going to be 87 degrees wide also. This is pronounced circle Z is congruent to circle O, which means they're the exact same circles. And this is congruent to that part. And this major arc, because it's way bigger than the little one, is 288. So, and then it wants to find the minor arc, WX. So we would take 360 and subtract 288, 10, 2, 5, 72 degrees. What is the length of WZ? Which is, oopsie. WZ is right here, and that is 44. Since these two angles are the same, then these are the same, and so that is 44. And now we're starting to do some algebra. So if this arc and this arc are congruent, then this chord and this chord are congruent. So A plus 18 equals 4A. Subtract the A, and you get 3A. Divide by 3, and our A is 6, and that's what we're looking for, so we would be finished. This arc and this arc are congruent, so this chord and this chord would be congruent. So A minus 19 equals 8. Add the 19. A is 27. And we're looking for A, so we would be finished. This arc are congruent, so this chord and this chord are congruent So 4b equals 12, divide by 4, and b is 3, and b is 3. The arcs in the diagram are labeled with their measures in degrees. The midpoint, V is the midpoint of UW. V is the midpoint of UW, so those two are the same. S is the midpoint Z of TY, so those would be the same. But here we have 5 and 5. Since both of those lines are equal, then everything else is going to be congruent to itself. Thus, this and this are going to be congruent. So Z plus 20 equals 2Z minus 19. Subtract the 20. Subtract the 2. Negative 1Z equals negative 39. Divide by negative 1. Z is 39. Are we looking for Z? Yes. So we'd be finished. The arc in the diagram is labeled with its measure. What is the value of B? Okay. This is called a central angle. And a central angle's measure inside here is going to be the same width, or how wide it's open, as the arc. So if this is 6b plus 10, then this is 6b plus 10. And because the 48s are both 48s, this arc is going to be congruent to this arc. So 7b equals 6b plus 10. Subtract the 6b, and b equals 10, and that's what we're looking for. Both of these are 38. Okay, thinking. So if this is 2v minus 36, then this is 2v minus 36. And that completes a full circle. If I knew how much both of those arcs were, and I added them together, what would I get? 360. So I'm going to add to get 360. What am I going to add? 7v and 2v minus 36, which gives me 9v minus 36 equals 360. Add the 36. 9v equals 396. Divide by 9. 396 divided by 9 is 44. V is 44.